How long does it take to see results from SEO on a brand new site? So walk me through this new site that you're launching. Kind of give me like, what are your expectations as you do this? What are you looking at timeline-wise?
Brand new site. You're going to be in kind of a Google sandbox. Really, basically, you're not going to really rank for anything big for a couple of months. There's a lot of SEOs launching scouting websites like crazy, and they want to try ranking and dominating the engines or black hat stuff. So you're not going to really see results for a couple of months. So don't let that discourage you. But yeah, it's going to take between 1 and 3 months to kind of get out of that sandbox. There are a few ways you can get around it though, and I probably shouldn't even show this. I'm not even making this up. We're starting a private group I'm in, but if you have a verified YouTube channel, YouTube of course is owned by Google. And please guys, everyone listening, don't share this. I really shouldn't have said anything. But if you have a verified YouTube channel linking to your website, that kind of helps you get out of that sound trap a lot quicker because it's Google verifying Google, so that kind of helps in there. But usually a few months, right? If I build a brand new site, I don't really expect anything for at least between 3 to 6 months. So again, it takes time, which I think is also why it's not sexy. Now, you can't just simply build a site and push a button and send traffic to it with SEO. It's not sexy, but it works for the long term. So I'd say a few months.
Yeah, you're right. That does make it a lot less sexy. And so let's talk about, first of all, I gotta tell everybody. All right, verified YouTube channel linking. I don't understand. You know, sometimes I wonder if people really pick up on these things. That's quite the advanced Jedi strategy or hint given. So if that channel links to your website, you can get out of the sandbox quicker. One thing I forgot to ask you that I kind of want to ask you, because you said you have 20 plus sites, and we're going to get back into the metrics and how long it takes and all of that. But how much traffic do you get right now per month across your whole network?
Jeez, across, believe it or not, it's not in millions or anything. I mean, per month, geez, overall, probably 250,000 unique visitors per month.
I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome.
I mean, that's a lot. But it's across different niches. And so some sites might only get 50 visits per day. Some might get 500 per day. So it varies.
But your visits are so targeted, right? Because you said you're getting people that are like from product names. Like these are buyer people. Yeah. Like you're getting very targeted visitors. Okay, so let's talk about a site that's not brand new. And this is where I get selfish. Let's talk about Learn, right? We a couple of team members and I, we started trying to SEO Learn a couple months ago, but I got to be honest with you, it's not been like a concentrated effort. It's kind of like, let's do this. And as of, I haven't looked at it, but my team's basically said, like, my team was very excited that I'm talking to you today, because they said, please ask him why we aren't getting any traffic. So how long does it take? Like, Learn has been around forever. It's not like we're in the sandbox, I don't think. And now we're starting to add articles, but we're not really seeing much momentum. So, is it something we're doing wrong? Or, hey, even with experienced websites, it can take months to see results.
I looked at it before we hopped on. So I suspected you would ask me about that, and I can see the lack of traffic there. I looked in
Ouch. Ouch. Dude, that was fighting entrepreneur. That was a sucker punch right to the face. 1 point goes to you, sir. All right. Yeah. So tell me what. Well, we're gonna talk about during the on-page, off-page what the hell am I doing wrong? But yeah, how long?
Your website's got a DR, a domain rating, and Ahrefs of 56, which is actually pretty damn good. And what a domain rating means, it's a third-party metric. SEMrush has a domain authority. Ahrefs has a domain rating. It's basically between 0 and 100 how authoritative your website is. Yours is up there, But I mean, really, obviously, I'm not going to take a deep dive over on the call right now. That would take about a month or so, believe it or not. But yeah, really, you want to focus on keywords. A lot of people try to focus for the big keywords, how to make money online, or how to lose weight, or how to get rid of acne, whatever. And the problem is those are so broad and so competitive, you're never going to rank for those, at least not on purpose. I'll give you one example, if I can hop off and Learn for a second. One other thing I do is I like to focus on keywords like those to get traffic. For my survival blog, for example, I like the phrase bug out bag. It's survivalist backpacker getting away for 3 days. It gets about 55,000 searches a month. I thought, okay, no way I'm going to rank for that. I'm going to go for a bug out bag list, and bug out bag contents both get less volume. So I ranked for those with some pretty solid content. And I'm not really working on that side anymore as much. But I actually hit page 1 for bug out bag, which was giving me 1,000 hits per day for a few months, I think, if I recall correctly. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, that's one thing I can use to funnel people into different funnels, different channels, etc. So with Learn, don't focus so much on things like, make money online, but try to find the niche topics of that. If you go to Google, for example, and if you type in make money online in the top bar and hit space, you're going to see different options come up. Make money online with Amazon, with YouTube, with whatever. Those are what people are searching for actively right now. Those are good topics, good ideas, what you can be blogging about. Or if you do have an Ahrefs account, which I do highly recommend, by the way, you can also plug that keyword into Ahrefs, and you can see what other keywords people are searching for.
Hey, real quick, sorry, I missed that. What was that? What tool was that?
I'm sorry, it's called Ahrefs. It's spelled AHREFS.com. It's a paid tool. I think it's $180 a month for the lowest plan. Don't quote me on that, I'm not certain, but it's a tool that I've been paying for a while and absolutely love. I haven't even used the Google Keyword Planner since I've got Ahrefs. It's a fantastic tool with actually better data than Google.
Let me just reconfirm real quick. AHREFS.com.
You got it.
Okay, brilliant. All right, there was one more thing you said. You said you checked Learn's domain rating. Where did you do that?
Within Ahrefs, there's actually, you can go to site. I mean, I can't show you now, I don't think, but I mean, let me pull it up real quick on my other screen here. If you go to site, if you go to ahrefs.com/site explorer, I simply type in learn.com, and it actually gives me a ton of data about your site. It gives me your URL authority, or your URL rating for that particular page, your domain rating, how many backlinks your website has, how many websites are linking to you, how many keywords you're ranking for it, and estimate on your organic traffic as well. And the thing is, you can also do this with your competitors as well to find out what they're ranking for and what they're doing right that you're not doing right. So we can go into that for hours and still not cover everything. But it's one of my favorite tools for that. Okay. You get so much data in one place; it's well worth the money.
It's awesome. We're gonna talk more about tools and things in a little bit, so I'm gonna save it for that. So obviously, I'm probably not doing things correct at Learn that are on page and off page, but I noticed that you immediately went to keywords. So it seemed like that was the first thing you saw was we're not really going after the right keywords. Is that a fair evaluation of what you said?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, I think, and again, in my opinion, you're probably trying to go for keywords that are too big. Make money online, how to make money online, stuff like that. I would focus at first on, even if you find a keyword getting 1,000 hits a month, there's lower competition. That's not a lot of traffic, but with solid content, I mean, I've got articles myself that are ranking for 2,000 keywords in one article. If you make a solid enough content piece that has the nice content flow, it looks nice, it reads nice, again, copywriting. I mean, there's people off topic, but there's people that can rank huge walls of text and it looks like crap. They're not going to convert for crap. I'm trying not to cuss here. So again, yes, when it comes to the CRO and the copy, you want to have that content flow, the copywriting, the visual flow. You want to make it look like it's worth reading as well. So yeah, don't be afraid of smaller keywords. Really, don't be afraid of those keywords. I've gone after very small keywords that ended up making me a lot of money. So,
hey Jeff, where did you learn the term visual flow?
I believe I learned that from you, Anik.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. That's my term. That's awesome, man. We should just turn this into a copywriting podcast. All right. So before the next round will be keyword research. So I'm going to save some questions around that, but. What are some of the important metrics, because we're still talking metrics, that you look for to see if your site has a good chance? Like in Google Analytics, are you looking at time on site, number of pages, bounce rate, exit rate? Is there anything there that you pay attention to?
Yeah, everything. I mean, analytics, when I take on a new client, for example, I look at my own sites. What a bounce rate, for example, is that if I search for make money online and I land on learn.com, for example, and I stay on the site for 3 to 5 minutes, I click on other pages on your site, I really like it, then I finally leave. That tells Google, that I liked your site for the phrase make money online, so that's valuable, your website's worth keeping up there. But if I click on learn.com and I see it and I leave within 2 or 3 seconds, or even 15 or 20 seconds without further exploring your website, that means it didn't satisfy what I was looking for, and it wasn't really a quality website for that particular phrase. That's what's called a bounce rate. So you want to look at time on site. You want to look at bounce rate. You want to look at how many pages people click on, when they land on your page for that site. Very, very, very important things. I forget which website, but a third-party tool confirmed a couple of years ago that click-through rate and time on site is basically ridiculously important. So if you can improve that, I mean, you can take your existing traffic and monetize it even further. So
Wow.
Time on site, bounce rate, those are all very, very important locations.
And it's funny because that, 10 years ago, who cared? That wasn't a part of the ranking. And that's why I think you're saying that just, hey, focus on writing really good content, because Google has gotten smart enough. One last question before we move into the next round. I forgot because you said something very interesting. You said, hey, you'll be in the sandbox for 1 to 3 months on a new site. And then you have no expectations for 3 to 6 months. You said, I just kind of let things be. What are you doing? Because I want everyone to hear the dedication, the persistence, and the discipline it takes to do SEO. During that time, what are you doing? Do you launch a website, just post a bunch of content, and then let it sit for a long time? Do you make it a goal that if you launch a new website that you should be posting X amount of content regularly? Like, walk me through those months.
I should clarify, it's not always going to be that case. That's what I expect. I mean, I've built new websites, and ranked within a few weeks. That's kind of me being very aggressive with things, but I like to teach people to be a bit more cautious. So just plan on there being a sandbox. Basically my point is, don't freak out if you're not seeing results immediately, especially for new people, if that makes any sense. But what I'll typically do though, is when I build a new site, I will probably add 5 to 10 articles, just things people search for. I'll try to find things with decent search volume, just good quality content that I can simply add up there. I'll of course do my internal linking, other on-page stuff, which I'm sure we'll get into as well. And then I just gotta wait for a couple of weeks and I see if I'm getting any traffic yet or not. And I mean, it really varies on what's going on with the site or not. But I mean, for example, I just bought 2 expired domains, which I'm building my new websites on, for example. I just threw up my existing content. I'm just gonna wait for a few weeks to see what happens. Those are brand new sites for me that I took over from other people that let them drop or expire.
Okay. So you post up 5-6 good articles, leave it alone. So it's not like you start to go to a daily or weekly publishing schedule. You wait a few weeks. If you get traffic, then what do you do? Do you start posting regularly?
Yeah, I mean, not even if I get traffic. I mean, if I check my rankings, if I'm ranked on page 5 or 6 for something, I'm ranked. It's not going to get any traffic yet, but at that point, I'm going to start to further kind of do that. I mean, I've got some sites of mine that are just 10 pages and making money. So it really depends on what I want to do with it. Am I just going to make a very small niche site, or am I going to build a brand? I mean, I've got some small niche sites that are 20, 30 pages that I haven't added new content to for a while. I've got others I post content every single week to. So I mean, it really depends what you want to do, honestly.
That's interesting. Because a lot of people actually say that SEO, you have to be regularly updating your website, otherwise Google drops you off.
Very, very true. Absolutely. So, I mean, with old content, for example, there's been times when I took an article that was 1 year old, for example, and moved from the top to the bottom of page 1. I did nothing except change the date, and I resubmitted the content to Google, and then moved back up. So it is very important to keep the content you want to rank fresh, even if it's just the date alone. But try to update the content whenever you can though as well. So again, people don't like it because it's not sexy, but yeah, it is good to have fresh content. If you do find your rankings are dropping across the site, start adding some new blogs, some new content, etc. So I do try to post at least once or twice a week to my sites that do get decent traffic.
Okay, so it's not like you have 20 plus websites and you're posting 20 articles a day to 20 plus websites. It's you kind of go in and out, you watch them. Some you post regularly. Your biggest money makers you post regularly. The other ones you kind of let them sit there, but when they start to fall off, you go in and update stuff and put some new content in.
And again, with SEO, you're gonna have 1,000 different people give 1,000 different methods. That's might not be the best way, but that's what works for me.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.